Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jen and today I'm here with a book haul for you. So this book haul is a little bit out of control. I haven't done a book haul since February. So these are all the books that I've gathered up since like March all the way up to the end of September, and it is a lot of books, let me tell you that much. I think there's almost 50 books here, but I can't help it. When I find a really good deal at like a yard sale or something, I just have to pick it up. I've kind of tried to like split these up into categories, so I'm gonna see if that'll work out for me or not. So the first book I have here is Dead Girl Society by Michelle Chris. I picked this up at Chapters for $6. It was a bargain book. I don't really know what it's about. I just liked the look of the cover and thought it sounded interesting. This is one that has to do with like a young girl going to college soon, and you know, I just really like that age range and I'm looking forward to it. The next one I picked up is Sing by V.V. Green. Again, this was $6 at Chapters. I have no idea what it's about, but I grabbed it because, you know, it made me think of Taylor Swift, and I figure the storyline's probably something like that since it's about a singer. Next up is The Nowhere Girls by Amy Reed. I picked this one up just because the cover caught my eye and I had heard things about this. No idea what it's about. Again, it's a $6 book from Chapters. The next book that I picked up is one of my most recent books that I picked up, and I got this one for my book club because it's our October read, so I plan on reading this one this month, and that is House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin A. Craig. I haven't read any of the 12 Dancing Princesses as a retelling before, so really looking forward to this. This next one is another one that I picked up at Chapters. It was $6. Kind of couldn't help myself. It's The Accident Season by Moria Fowley Doyle. I have no idea what this is about other than it's about like a family that's very accident prone for like 1 month a year, and you know, I'm a very accident prone person, so I just thought it sounded like it would suit me. This next one is one that I picked up at a yard sale for like $1, I think, or less, and that is Firefight by Brandon Sanderson. I have the first book, Steelheart, so this is book 2 in the Reckoners series, and yeah, I haven't read the first book, but you know, kind of been keeping an eye out for this one to pick up. Because, you know, I love Brandon Sanderson's writing, so I imagine I will love this one as well. I also picked up Four Dead Queens by Astrid Schulte. This was a book club pick for, I think, July or August for my book club. So I've actually already read this one. Really enjoyed it. I think I gave it a 4 out of 5. Yeah. Glad I picked it up. But really, that's like the only reason I picked it up was because it was for my book club. But yeah. Really enjoyed this one a lot. So the next two I got from the Indigo book boxes, because occasionally Chapters will like put books in a box with a couple of items, kind of like a book subscription box, except it's not a subscription, you just buy it. Basically you're paying the same price as the book would be, maybe a couple dollars more, and getting some items with it. So the first of these is We Hunt the Flame by Hafsa Fizal. I just really like the sound of this book and really want to read it, so picked it up. And then the second of these is The Rest of the Story by Sarah Dessen. This is signed first edition. Absolutely needed to have this because it is Sarah Dessen, and I just love her books, so had to pick this one up. I have another $6 book from Chapters here as well, and that is First by Laurie Elizabeth Flynn. I don't know, this just seemed like it would be like a kind of light-hearted, funny contemporary. It's about a girl who helps guys with their firsts, so sounds very interesting. And the final young adult book that I picked up since February is 5 Feet Apart by Rachel Lippincott. This one again is one that I picked up because of my book club. So I really like this cover, so I needed to pick this one up and not the movie cover because I just think this one is absolutely gorgeous and I love it. So next up, I'm got a bunch of contemporaries and thrillers here to show you. So the first of these is Don't You Forget About Me by Vari McFarlane. So this one was just a really cute, lighthearted contemporary that I was really looking forward to after seeing the Savvy Reader talking about it on Twitter. And yeah, I was just in the mood for a contemporary, so I went out and bought this one, and I've already read it and loved it. I think I give it 5 stars. So yeah. And then the next one is, again, one that was for my book club. I've picked up a lot of books for my book club. Usually they're a few of the only books that I buy full price. So normally I look for sales and stuff at Chapters if I'm going to buy a bunch of books, just to save a little bit of money because, you know, books are expensive. Anyways, it is Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan. I really enjoyed this one. I like finished reading this and wanted to go out and buy the second one immediately, but you know, I don't have money to do that right now, so I haven't. But yeah, really love this one. Looking forward to eventually continuing on with the series. And now for the first of the thrillers. The first one here is Bring Her Home by David Bell. This was $6 at Chapters. There was another book there that I saw that I really wanted. I think it was a historical fiction one that I'll show you later. Yeah, so I was looking for 2 other books to grab because they're either $6 each or 3 for $10. Kind of have to get 3 because then you save like quite a bit. Like, you know how it is. This one's cover looked interesting. I don't know what it's about. I think it has something to do with like a child going missing or something, but you know, that's my thing apparently. The next one I got at a yard sale, and that is If You Love Me by Alice Keel with Jane Smith. This is actually this is actually a true story. So I guess it doesn't really belong in the thrillers, but it is like a thriller. It's horrifying like a thriller. But yeah, this is a true story, so I guess this one is nonfiction. Next up is Paranoid by Lisa Jackson. I got this for 50 cents at a yard sale. I have no idea what it's about. I just looked at the cover and I was like, oh, that looks like it might be interesting because I've been really into thrillers, so I've just been picking them up. Another one I got for 50 cents was The Better Sister by Alifair Burke. I read one of this author's books last year and really loved it, so figured when I saw this I would just grab it. Another one I got at Chapters that was $6 is The Bad Mother by Amanda Brooke. Again, I think this one was because I found that other book that I really wanted, so I picked this one up too because it sounded interesting. I think this one's like a psychological thriller, so kind of looking forward to that. This is my most recent book that I've bought, and that is The Nanny by Gilly Macmillan. This one has just been hyped up so much lately that I just really want to read it and hope I love it. I've read Gilly Macmillan in the past and really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed her books, so looking forward to this one as well. And the final thriller book that I have here is Beautiful Bad by Annie Ward. I've already read this one. I think I gave it like a 4 or 5. I won this one from HarperCollins, and yeah, I really was excited for it, so I had to read it. It's like a marriage gone wrong kind of type thing, and yeah, I just really like reading about that, I guess. So next up I have some science fiction and fantasy books. The first of these is The One by John Mars. This is like a science fiction where you can do a DNA test to find your match, like your true love. So yeah, that was really interesting. I read this, I gave it 5 stars because it was just such a good book. And I got this one for 50 cents too, so I mean, like, I found a really good yard sale, guys. Next up is The Humans by Matt Haig. I've read Matt Haig in the past, really enjoyed it. So this one is science fiction, and I'm really looking forward to reading this. And the last science fiction that I picked up is a dystopian, and that is California by Eden Lepucki. I don't really know what this is about, so, you know, it's just, all I really know is that it is a dystopian, and I just really enjoy dystopian as a genre, so picked it up. It's at a yard sale. I think it was like $1, so I mean, why not? So I have a couple of fantasy as well. I have Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. I remember hearing about this like forever ago on BookTube. So when I saw this for like 25 cents at the flea market this summer, I grabbed it because I had to. And then I picked up an anthology. It's called Wings of Fire. So these are dragon stories, and there's one by Holly Black, one Naomi Novik, Anne McCaffrey, George R.R. Martin, Ursula K. Le Guin. So basically, I had to pick this up because there's like a ton of authors on here whose names I recognize, and I mean, I really like Holly Black's books. So, you know, even if I only bought it for that, that's fine because it was $1. And I guess these ones are kind of also fantasy and science fiction, but they are like for specific authors. So I bought 2 books by Cassandra Clare this year so far, and that is, of course, The Red Scrolls of Magic and Ghosts of the Shadow Market. I haven't read either of these yet, but hopefully soon. Really looking forward to reading more Magnus and Alex stuff because, you know, why the heck wouldn't I? And also looking forward to this one because the Shadow Market seems like a really cool place, and I'm looking forward to reading about it. The next 3 are all books from the same author. The first of these being 2 authors, and that is Aurora Rising by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I've already read this. I'm pretty sure I gave it a 5. Absolutely loved it. If you liked Illuminae by them, you will probably like this as well. It's not written in the same style, but it's really good, and I'm glad that I picked this up. Not that it was a question because it's Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman, so yeah. And then the next 2 are also Jay Kristoff, and that's Deviate, and of course Dark Dawn. So this is book 2 in the Lifelike series. I've read this, really enjoyed it a lot. I think I might have gave it 4 stars. And this one is obviously book 3 of the Nevernight trilogy, and I haven't read this one yet, but I'm really looking forward to reading it. Promise, I'm almost done. It's just, you know, there's a lot. So next up I have historical fiction books. The first of these is Wolf Hall by Hilary Mantel. I picked this up at a yard sale for $1. I just recognized the title of it, and you know, it's a huge chunk of a book, so picked it up. Also The Birth House by Amy McKay. This is a Canadian author. She's also written another book that I have called The Virgin Cure. I haven't read either of them yet, but I've heard nothing but good things, so really just wanted to pick this one up because, you know, it was pretty cheap. And then I have 2 trashy like historical romances, and those are The Valentine Legacy and Season of the Sun, both by Kathleen Coulter. These are from series that I've already read some of, so yeah, just gonna be continuing on. This one's Vikings, this one's like Victorian era. What's not to love? And then another one that I got for $1 at a yard sale. I think I got it with like all those other ones. Or for 50 cents at a yard sale, and yeah, it was with all those other ones, and that is The Huntress by Kate Quinn. I've actually never read one of her books, but I've heard they're really good, so I mean, for 50 cents, I wasn't about to pass it up. And then this last one is the historical fiction that I found for $6 at Chapters, where I had to find 2 other books because, you know, why not? And that is Goodnight from London by Jennifer Robson. I have read a couple of Jennifer Robson's books already this year and really enjoyed them, so had to pick this one up when I saw it there for the $6. And I've also recently picked up a few mangas to get kind of into them. The first of these, I have no idea what this is called. It's just I'm not sure. All I know is it's about like a stuffed animal that comes to life, and that sounded fine to me. It was $2 at a yard sale, so I grabbed it. And then the other 2 mangas that I picked up are both from the same series, and that is volumes 1 and 2 of Tokyo Terroriba Girls. I picked these up because of Shay over at Shay Geeks Out. Really enjoyed them a lot, and just from her descriptions it sounded like something that I would love, and I have read the first one and absolutely loved it. Like, as soon as I finished this one, I bought this one, so I still have to read this one. I might read this really soon though. And the rest of the books that I have are just like miscellaneous, like random books from random categories. So I got a couple of mysteries here from Agatha Christie, and there's The Body in the Library, and then There Were None. Haven't read either of these. They're just little mass market paperbacks. 50 cents at a yard sale. I also got Pride and Prejudice, the Penguin Drop Caps edition, which I absolutely love these editions. I'd like to collect them all, but I don't even know if I can anymore because they came out so long ago, but they're just beautiful, so I grabbed it because, you know, it was $1 and I've wanted it forever. I picked up The Plague Dogs by Richard Adams. This is the author of Watership Down. I read Watership Down last year, really loved it. It is a dog book. Basically, that's all I needed to pick it up. Then another dog book, though not quite the same, is Cujo by Stephen King. This is one of my favorite Stephen King books because it is so realistic, and I thought it was absolutely terrifying. So I got myself a copy because I didn't have one. And then the last two books are middle grade. The first of these being The Borrowers by Mary Norton. I read this when I was in middle school and loved it, and so I picked this up for my kids. Probably I might reread this because, you know, it's just a cute series. And the final one is one that I already own, but, you know, I had to pick it up because it was a gorgeous edition of it, and that is The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. This is a 2-book box set, and yeah, I just really wanted it. Saw it. It was cheap. Gonna add it to my collection. So yeah. So those are all the books that I've picked up since February. It was a lot of them. My feet are asleep right now from sitting on them. I'm not going to pick these up because I can't. There's just no way I can pick all these up. But yeah, let me know down below if you've read any of these, if there's any that I should put, any that I should prioritize reading or whatnot. But yeah, I will see you guys later with a new video. Bye!